Hi, this is Dr. Fox, and that's my house. It'll turn 100 years old in 2025. I'm not that old yet, but I'm pretty old. I don't have a great face, I don't have fancy equipment, I don't have any sponsors, I don't have an agenda except this to teach you how to grow some food. Now, when I was a young buck, I had a lot going on, but what I have going on now is 50 years of gardening experience. During the pandemic, I decided to try my hand at hydroponics. Now, I didn't know anything about growing in hydroponics, so I found some groups on Facebook, and that's when I realized there are so many people who don't know the basics and fundamentals of growing food. That's why I'm doing this. What's lacking in the millions and millions of videos on YouTube and things that you search on the web are the underlying knowledge that you need in order to be successful. There's lots of technique videos, but the underlying stuff, boy, that's hard to find, and that's what you're going to find from me. So lesson number one is where it all starts, with seeds. Plants belong to families, and there are a lot of different members of families, but they have things in common. The first family that I want to introduce to you is Solanaceae. It doesn't have a nickname, but I like to call it the yin and the yang because it contains tomatoes and potatoes and peppers and eggplant, but it also contains deadly nightshade and belladonna. See how the seeds all look pretty similar? Tomato seeds are slightly fuzzy. There will be differences in size depending on the variety of the plants, and the flowers have similarities too. Next up is Fabaceae. They have a nickname called legumes. These are the peas and the beans. The peas are roundish with dents in them. The beans are all oblong, lots of different colors and sizes of beans. Next up is Apiaceae. These have some unexpected family members, carrots and dill and parsley. You wouldn't expect them to be in the same family, but they are. Why? Because their flowers look similar, and so do the seeds. They have noticeable stripes. Next up is Cucurbitaceae, or cucurbits for short. This family includes squash and melons and cucumbers. Notice how the seeds are all shaped similarly, just different in size. Next up is Amaranthaceae, which doesn't have very many vegetable groups, but it includes beets and Swiss chard. Both seeds look exactly like this, all knotted up. Next up is Brassicaceae, which is a mustard family. I've broken this into two groups. First, the Asian types of greens, and secondly, the cabbage, kale, collards, even Brussels sprouts belong to this family. All the seeds look exactly alike. You can never tell them apart, period. Last but not least is Asteraceae, which is your lettuce family. All the seeds are shaped exactly the same, but there are white ones and black ones with no apparent rhyme or reason. That's it for lesson one. Before you move on to lesson two, decide what you want to grow and look for the videos that has more depth on that family. See you then.